I think we're live, Justin.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Is that a new way to sleeve your cards there?
Yeah, with giant labels
Could
from
you imagine
TGA.
trying to shuffle those?
Listen, I know it hasn't been done, but I'm sure that there's something in the rules as of right now that after that person that came and brought 60 card deck of the large ones showed up, they had to put specific rules in there. I'm sure there's a rule for any graded cards. But Justin, we got to start the show.
Oh, no, let's put it off and ramble for another 5 minutes.
Are you sure you want to?
Well, that's what we usually do.
Oh, okay.
No,
I need to look up these rules. Oh, okay. What's up, Pokemon trading card game fans? Welcome to episode 157 of Special Conditions, the TCG podcast where our love for competing and collecting collide. Special Conditions is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is October 25th, 2023. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Tuttle. I am joined by my co-host, as always, this guy over here, Justin Keller. Let's go. Woo, woo, woo.
Can you believe it's almost Halloween?
Justin, I'm trying to hype you up. And you're like, oh, it's spooky season. It's been spooky season, Justin.
Let's go. Okay. So there's been some interesting news in the Pokemon realm. But first, most importantly, is there anything newsworthy with you?
I did win some auctions recently because I have not been able to attend a pre-release.
Oh,
so I got some sealed pre-release packs. You might guess as to which Pokemon I went after.
Meowth. That's right.
Onix, Geodude, Rapidash, Magneton, Snorlax.
See, I started in the middle of the rap. I can't continue. I have to start at the beginning.
No, I know. You're like, I have to be like, there has to be 150 and more. I went after Iron Bundle.
Oh.
Iron Bundle has a Black Star promo from the pre-release, but do not let anyone selling the single card by itself fool you. So if you love Xatu or you love Aegislash, what's the other one? There's another one. I don't know what the other one is, but those cards, when you get them at a pre-release, most of the time people are opening them and playing with them. So it is clear when I'm looking at the picture of the card and I can see the whitening on the back or the thumbprint or the finger, like where you pushed it from a sleeve and like you could see the little crease at the top or at the bottom or even on the side of the card from like a side loader. I can tell. So I just went straight with sealed because that means it hasn't been touched, played in a deck, and I know that.
Now we're talking.
We've been talking for the past couple of minutes. Yes. That is, and inherently I may have gotten an Aegislash too, just because it was part of the Iron Bundle. That's what I'm going to call it. It was the Iron Bundle. It was 2 Iron Bundles and an Aegislash. So I was very excited to get that. I have a feeling they're going to come down in price because the set's going to release and nobody's going to care about Iron Bundle at all, which I'm fine with.
I would say that. Oh, honestly, you probably prefer it that way.
Yeah, I do.
Just like I preferred when people didn't care about Arcanine EX, so then it dropped to below $20.
That's awesome. And honestly, Paradox Rift comes out. Justin, do you know what date that is? Because I am.
It's the Friday, so November 3rd.
Okay, yes, that is correct. November 3rd, Paradox Rift comes out. That's when Iron Bundle has its full art promo. Again, another alt art promo trainer gallery that comes out of the ETB. So if you get one, trade one to me, or something. But I'm after that art because I want to get a gate drink. I want to get it graded with TGA and get that flow label ASAP. I've already let them know that, hey, I'm going to get this graded as soon as possible. So please have that in the works?
You should tell them, hey, if you come across one, tell me how it looks, and then sell it to me, and you just keep it and grade it.
I could, but I wanna actually get it myself.
Oh,
I already let Drew know that I've got several Paradox Rift promos on the way, and I'm probably gonna show up and just be like, "Yo, I got this." But anyways, on today's show, because we've rambled for the past 6 minutes here, uh, Tord Reckliffe sold his trophy card, which we'll talk about it. It yeah, there's a lot of opinions.
mhm,
Then we'll talk about a Lille Pokemon tournament that happened.
very
You know,
little.
very little. Not to be confused with small and little. This is Lille, the place. The yeah, we'll talk about it. There's so much good came out of this tournament, so we just have to talk about it. And then shiny Pokemon return. Are
Yes.
you excited for another Shining Fates? Are you excited for another Hidden Fates? Or Hidden Fates, Shining Fates? Yeah.
Fatey Fates. This one's gonna be Fate,
This one's
right?
Fates.
Oh, I can only hope.
All right. So
Let's
let's just kind of dive right in.
let's dive right in.
All right.
Let's
What do you want to talk
dive
about
right
first
in.
though?
Let's talk about our good old friend Tord Reckliffe. So, oh, I guess it helps if we go to the top of the page.
It does, usually.
So we buried the lead. The title of the article is from The Telegraph, a non-Pokemon website. This is like normal UK news. The fan who sold a single Pokemon card for £70,000.
For those of you who don't know, 70,000 pounds converted to the US dollar is around $84,666.
It's crazy.
That is absolutely insane.
All right, we'll kind of skim through the article because it's kind of long, but it starts out. All it took was the bang of a hammer, and Tord Reckliffe is £70,000 richer. Not a bad profit for selling a single Pokemon card. The 28-year-old from Trondheim, Norway, is the world's #1 ranked player in the Pokemon TCG and earns enough money from sponsorships, tournament winnings, and online coaching sessions to describe himself as a full-time player. I mean, let's be honest. He does what we all want to do. He's
Yes,
basically a
this is
Pokemon
true.
master at this point.
Like I like making the dream happen.
Yes. And so at an auction house in central London, Reckliffe is cashing in his spoils from his latest tournament, a trading card given out as a prize for winning second at the World Championships. He says he will stash the money in a savings account. Investing takes a lot of time and effort if you want your money to propagate, he says. I'm just very busy with the card game. I'm not dreaming of a luxurious villa or mansion, just to have enough money to do what you want in this dream.
I appreciate that.
It says Reckla's been playing since the age of 6 when his mother first bought him a booster pack. She actually taught me how to play the game, he says. She said it seemed like a waste of time just to collect the cards rather than play with them. So my mom taught herself, then she taught me. How cute.
That's an amazing story, to be honest.
Yeah, and I feel like
Because my
it
mom
just
just bought me the cards and said, "There you go."
I know there's
I
people
don't know what you do with
in
it.
our personal Discord community and that listen to the show. A lot of them are while their kids are into collecting the cards. They're like, all right, if we're gonna spend money on these cards, you might as well learn how to play the game. So then they learn the game so they can help their kid learn the game. It's pretty great.
It is. And like my son's been playing hockey, so I joined a co-ed just kind of
Mm-hmm.
get together hockey thing just so I could learn how to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I was being yelled at. There were like offsides and all this stuff. But hey, I now know how to play the game, and it feels really good to like watch my son and know exactly what's going on. Because for the longest time, I had no idea what was going on.
I'm glad you enjoy it. So now we just need to get you to a NHL game and see where the real action happens.
Honestly, I've watched some online, like on YouTube and stuff, and like seeing like highlights and stuff. I'm not that like I'm more watching their skating and just trying to figure
Yeah,
out
yeah.
like how do
So
they do that?
hockey for me is one of those sports that's definitely more fun in person than watching online.
Correct. Yep. I 100% agree. I think we're gonna take them to a UNH game as soon as possible.
Cool.
Just so college
Yeah, yeah.
level, you know, just something different and more affordable than hitting a Bruins game.
So, and for those of you who don't like super follow, we're back to the article. Those of you that don't super follow the meta or don't realize follow like the top players, Tord is one of those players that goes to like every tournament. Not
Every
like
single, yeah.
I mean, maybe not everyone. Obviously, there's multiple ones in a weekend sometimes, and sometimes they're like back to back, like across the world.
And sometimes you have life. So like
Yeah.
if there's a birthday or a family get together, honestly, that's kind of a little bit more important.
But yeah, it's talking about how he's visited 8 countries just in the last 2 months playing this game. 8 countries.
I literally just went to Barcelona and that was my first time overseas. And that was not even for a Pokemon
No,
TCG
to be
event. It was
to
for a
be fair,
Pokemon Go event.
to be fair, being in Europe and going to another country is like being in America and going to another state. They're just so close together. It's like almost doesn't
Yeah,
count. But
this is true.
also, he's like actually going to different countries. He's going to like, he'll be going to LAIC next month, which is I don't know if it's in Brazil or somewhere in South America. Like obviously he's going to the US. He's going to Canada. He went to Lille, France. He went to I don't know. Obviously he was in Japan for the World Championships. So
Yeah,
he's kind of going all over. But
and
the
like I said,
average person in Europe, they're just taking the train to the different
me,
countries.
I was just like, "Oh man, I should probably try to sign up for one of these league challenges here." And I know I said it already, but I did not have a deck, so couldn't exactly participate.
Yeah, so it goes on. Reklev talks about how Pokemon is very much a luxury hobby. The cost of buying cards is negligible to the travel and accommodation expenses needed to
This
compete.
is so true.
That's so true. And like most of these, especially with these regionals, and I mean now we have like the smaller tournaments like the cups and everything, but like these regionals, they're not even that close together. So you can't even like drive to most of them unless you're just driving 20 hours.
Yeah, I remember the days when it was like you could have multiple states. So you'd have Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, Maine, New Hampshire. You'd have all of these and yeah,
Now,
Mass
do you
as well.
recall, did states give out more points than what cups are?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, interesting.
Or well, I don't know about cups. I know there were city states, battle roads, and regionals. And then you had nationals. It was like the big hype event. But now it's like there's a NAIC, there's this regionals,
Hmm.
there's a million regionals. It's just like kind of like every weekend there's a regionals.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
pretty fun.
I don't know. There's just so many. Because you're going to which one in Texas?
San Antonio.
San Antonio. Good luck, Justin. Have you figured out what you're playing?
No, I've been thinking about it this week, and I'm thinking about picking up colorless Lugia. I don't really want to play Lugia again, but there's so many fun things with colorless Lugia now. You
Okay.
attack
All
with
right.
single price Snorlax. You have all the different energies. They finally printed enough of the different special energies. Um, so you can like, you have your gift energy if you like people if you get your hand down with like Iono or something. And it's just kind of fun. There's also like um I don't know. Maybe I should
Just
just do
multiple
something
ways to play
simple.
it.
Maybe I should do something simple. Just play Mew. Mew's doing well again. It's never gonna die.
And that's the thing. It's like, does everybody throw back in Drapion?
Well, they
Is
did this
Maridon
last
making a
time.
comeback because Lugia is coming back? You know what I mean? Like there the format is so crazy because it really is like a rock paper scissors. But even if you have the better matchup, it doesn't guarantee you the win.
Or do I just hunker down like everyone else and play Lost Box?
I think Lost Box has too much room for error. If you
Yeah.
haven't been playing it
Yeah.
nonstop over and over again at multiple regionals,
Mm-hmm.
this is why it's doing so well, is because you have the top players who are playing it over and over and over and over again and placing very well in most of these
Mm-hmm.
tournaments. So it really comes out like I played it and I know I messed up in my league cup that I played in. So I didn't deserve to get top cut, but that's like I know that I didn't play it as effectively as I could have. And it stinks like because it's the deck where you're playing it, you're making all these plays, and you know that you made a misplay immediately after playing something. You'll play a card and you're like, I should have done that first. And then it's like, and then it's just like a backwards cycle. So you're just like
Mm-hmm.
hitting yourself over and over again. So you're just putting yourself even further back by being upset, knowing that you made the mistake and bashing yourself because you made the mistake. And you're like, that's the thing that made me lose. And it might not have been the thing that made you lose, but because you think that, it happens. Because what we think, we create.
Will we create?
Just like this Chien Pow deck. I made a deck. I can go to a tournament with Chien Pow right now. I'm so excited.
Like so
I went into
excited.
GameStop and I was like, I got my $5 coupon. I'm gonna use it for a Chien Pow. And they
Oh,
had 2 decks.
you
So I
just
got
reminded me.
2.
I have so many $5 coupons at GameStop that I haven't been using.
Listen, go get the Chien Pow. Cause that Chien Pow, it's like 637 or something like that with your power up rewards. Because you get like that extra 5% off.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a bunch of deli birds. That's the best part. But if you just bought this promo by itself on TCG Player, it's still like $7. So it's cheaper to buy the whole deck from GameStop right now. At least in
Okay.
my area. I don't know if it is for kind
There's another part of the article I kind of wanted to get back to.
yeah. Because I like to go off on tangents.
Yeah, this is not math class. We're not measuring tangents. But here's the card if you haven't seen it from the Worlds. And it continues. The
Looks
card
like
is
a 9.5 to me.
ostensibly a trophy and is functionally useless card in the card game itself. But as Reckliffe points out, only 6 of its kind exist, 3 for each division across the card game and video game tournaments. Experts quoted the card at between 80 and 120,000 pounds. Prize cards such as the number 2 trainer card are all distinguished by the year they were printed. While the artwork itself is only updated every few years, Reckliffe's prize card features the first appearance of a new illustration, further augmenting its price. The card
Wow.
commands particularly high value and has been judged to be in perfect condition by PSA. And handing out exclusive cards, Redcliffe says, is another way TPCI can bolster the winnings of a high-ranking Pokemon players, and it is not uncommon for players to sell prize cards, such as this card, and doling them out comes at a minimal cost to TPCI itself. It's like it's literally printing money. They just make an exclusive card and give it to you, he says. They could give everyone $100,000 extra, or the company could just go and print a super special card for the winners and let them do what they want.
And let's see how much that costs
Yeah.
them to print the card.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's 100,000.
Pennies?
I
Pennies?
usually sell the
Pennies?
trophy cards
Pennies.
because they're worth so much money. It trumps the sentimental value. I mean, heck, if I had yeah, you have so many other keepsakes and stuff from the tournament, including the trophy. Yeah, sell the
And
card.
being on the stream, being
Yeah,
able to rewatch that, relive that moment is honestly that's priceless.
relive all the stress.
So being a collector, this would be really hard for me, like because I enjoy collecting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it had a deli bird on it, I don't think that there was any way that I would sell it.
If
But
it was a $70,000 deli bird,
I don't think so.
but think about how many other deli birds you could buy.
No.
You could buy a real Delibird for
But
that
but
price.
this actually leads us into what I want to talk about next. But let's conclude this article and then go
Yeah,
from there.
it kind of
Because
talks
I
about
totally understand the sentimental value and this being trumps it, because at the end of the day, you're already getting you've already got your invite to the second day, like to the
yeah,
next worlds. You don't actually need the card for it.
it talks
Because
about like
that's just
grading
like,
and everything.
oh, if somebody
So
bought
you
it
don't really
for,
need to
that
continue
much
with this
money,
article.
and then they
But
just walk up and they're like, no, look, I have this card, so I get in for free. Is that how that works?
it says the person awarded the card, not
Oh,
the
see?
current owner of the card.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I mean the article continues and it's a pretty good article really. But we don't need to continue with it. You can look at it on your own time.
Okay. Really quickly before we go into the next part,
Yes.
this episode of the Special Conditions Podcast is brought to you by the Grading Authority. TGA offers an innovative card grading experience with focus on collectors and community. Visit tgacards.com to learn more, and be sure to check out their slab designer and Pokemon flow labels to see for yourself what makes Pokemon Professor Network proud to be a proud TGA partner. Please use code FULLHEAL, no spaces, at checkout for 10% off your entire order. Thank you to the team over at the Grading Authority for supporting the Special Conditions Podcast. We greatly appreciate it. I can't wait to get my full art Delibird Iron Bundle. I am so sorry. I mean, it really is what it is. It's Iron Bundle. And then, okay, yeah, we have something else to talk about. But on this note, okay, I understand where the sentimental value is, but I had some cards graded that I found. I had them all in top loaders. They were all in sleeves immediately. This first one is a 2010 Victory Medal. It's a second place for the autumn 2010-2011 season. It got a total of a grade of 8.
Oh, nice.
But that one has a Typhlosion on it. Really cool. I will
Never even
say,
seen this card.
and I love that it's got
What
the
is?
play Pokemon symbol.
Yeah. So, like, if I were even just to look up this card, what would I even look up?
Victory Medal. I don't think that they're expensive. Bring it up on TCG Player real quick.
Yeah,
Just
I'm not
so
like
just so
trying to
everybody.
talk about like the value of your card. I was just curious.
No. I'm not, like, just so you can see what.
There is like no listings. I'll show you here real quick, but there is very few listings of this. Let's see here. So here's your Typhlosion. One listing for $145.
Okay. So these were cards that there were a bunch of battle roads. See how you can see the Pikachu? I had so many of these Pikachu, and it literally kills me. I don't remember what I traded. I don't remember if I sold them. But for me, I would have rather had one of these Pikachus.
Battle. Oh,
Just
it has
one.
the stamp on it.
Yes. And I'm sure that might be the one I had. That might be the one I had. I don't know. I just know that I
Well,
played
it
from
looks
the
like they recycled the art.
Yeah, so
So
I actually think the 2008 to 2009, because I was playing the 2008 season. So it wouldn't have been the 7-8. Or it might, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I wish I did. See, this
anyways,
is the thing.
so
Like,
show
it
us
is
your
such an
actual card.
early,
Wait.
it was such an early memory of me, like, playing this game, that I would have rather had that small token. It stinks. But then I have a 2011 Victory Cup, first place from Autumn Battle. Yeah, from Autumn Battle Roads, 2011.
Oh, I've never seen that card either.
Right, so it's got Victini. It's got the black and white starters: Tepeg, Oshawott, Snivy.
That's cool.
super cool. This one also got an 8.
Yeah, here, and since we've already been talking about it, here's the other ones from that era. But again, not very many listings.
Yeah, so they are on the rarer side because these are trainers, so they probably just got thrown
Wait, did
into
you say that was a
binders.
first place or a second place?
That was the first place.
Okay, yeah. It looks like first place has all the starters plus Victini. Third place, Victini only. Second place has just a different artwork.
Yes, and I do have a second place artwork. And this is from 2012, Spring Battle Roads.
Nice. Very
This
cool.
one got a 9, so that was really cool. I was very happy about that. Second place. I don't know, but it like felt really cool to like find these again in my trophy case or my trophy that I had, and I was like, that's so cool.
That's like when you went to like pick these up or whatever, they're like, oh, I haven't even seen these cards.
Yes. Yep. They said they haven't had any of these come through, so like it just felt really cool. And then this one is a 2013 first place Battle Road from Spring.
Nice.
This one was a 7.5. So, I mean, obviously the centering looks completely off. So we're going to save that part. But so cool. I just wanted them encapsulated, really. I don't actually care about the grade. It just, for me, like, this is like emotional, and it causes me joy
to cry.
to have. Oh, I don't want to, but it made me go through and look for all of my accolades, like everything that I could possibly find. And like I found some things that were like, oh, I won a battle road, but I don't know what deck I played. I don't know what it was and stuff. And it's like some of it was pre all the internet. Like I found
It
like a
wasn't
lot of this
pre-internet. Maybe
not
it was
pre-internet, but pre everyone being on the internet.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
And I like, not that we have to go through it right now because it's just a list essentially. But it felt really good to be able to find my stuff and my accolades and like put it all down. And now I have it in. I have physical trophies. I found my second place like city like medal. I have. I literally just put them in storage. I forgot that I wanted to talk about it, so.
Well, Casa thinks it's pretty cool. He
Yeah, no,
commented in the chat.
it feels so nostalgic. Like if I had anything that to me is super
I
special.
mean, I'm nostalgic and I wasn't even there. I didn't even know. I wasn't paying attention during this time. I'm
Yeah, no,
nostalgic for you.
it's so cool to like look back at all the old cards and like think of how decks were played back then and different formats. So I know when I started this podcast, I know that my goal was to collect all the world's decks. I don't know where I am with those because a lot of it is in storage. So I don't remember what I'm missing. I know I have like a whole like ETB of just worlds cards that I have like pieces of different decks that aren't 100%. Like I have probably like the 13 trainers for this one deck, a couple Pokemon from that deck, and I need to get organized. That's what needs to happen. But I do have a lot of the world's decks, just not the early ones. All right, Justin, let's proceed. Let's keep going.
Proceed. All right. Do you want to talk about Lille? Do you want to talk about shiny Pokemon?
Let's talk about shiny Pokemon, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll talk about the is it internationals, an international or regionals?
It was a regionals.
Regionals. Then we'll talk about the little regionals. All right, this next article is coming from PokeGuardian.com. But it looks like Shining Fates is back, Justin.
Shining Fates is back. I mean, it's funny. I don't know. I haven't looked recently, but I mean, at least this summer, you can still find Shining Fates on the shelf.
Yes. Yep. Specifically the Pikachu, the Pikachu box, because nobody
Yeah.
wanted that one. I remember that.
I got all my good hits out of the Pikachu box.
I
Though.
did too. I remember that was one of the first things I opened with Ashton, and I was like, "Hey, you take a pack," and we both opened up one of the packs, and we both got shiny Ditto, and I was like, well, "No way!" It was so cool.
That's when it was the Pikachu box that I bought randomly on the way to work one day that I opened, and I got my second shiny Charizard that I traded to you. And then I was like, shit, I don't have a sleeve. So then I had to
Did you just curse her?
I said Schnikes.
Okay.
And I had to put it in a sleeve. I didn't have a sleeve. I put it in where the promo was supposed to be, where the Pikachu card was, and just pushed the clamshell plastic back together to make sure it didn't move.
Well, it did its job, Justin, because it came back at a I believe it was a 10, right?
I don't remember.
I think it was.
Anyways, okay.
Anywho,
So this Poke Guardian article is talking about the high class packs, which if you don't know, Japan has their own booster box sets. They do it once a year, and they're a little bit different than we get in English. They have their special gimmick. So, like last year was all the Altar V-Star cards. The year before was
wasn't there a tag team one where they were like gold? And I don't think did we get all of the gold ones?
we didn't get all those gold ones.
Yeah, so they had a high class pack like this.
Yeah, and they had
God packs.
Yeah,
but they did not.
God pass don't typically translate. And then like there was Shiny Star V.
Well, if you said they were Arceus packs, that would translate.
No,
I bet you.
Okay. And then they also reprint a lot of staples. So like Charizard will be in there. And it's a lot of like playable cards, which is cool that they do that. It's a lot of like the best playable cards in the year. And then what do you think? Should we watch this video?
We should totally watch this video because the editing in this is so good. It's so satisfying. The transitions are so smooth.
The stream well? Okay.
This is amazing.
Yeah, and it's the audio portion of this podcast isn't going to be super great, but I mean, there's some like groovy beats. There's all the showing off the different shiny cards. I mean, I don't know about like you,
Eldridge, and then it's shiny form. Quaxquavel, but then it's shiny form.
Seeing this animation of the cards, it's just like makes me excited for a set that I wasn't really excited about.
Yeah, when you first brought this up, I was like, are we really excited for another Shining Fates? But I'm hoping like there's not a bunch of details for the set, so I'm hoping that similar to Shining Fates or Hidden Fates that we get exclusive EXs or EXs that we don't already have, and we get new trainers. Like we can see that there's what's the trainer card that's in here that we just saw?
This Clive,
yes. So this one is a bad card. It's a supporter that says your opponent reveals their hand. Draw 2 cards for each supporter you find there. I don't know many decks that are playing a lot of supporters. Imagine doing this, looking at your opponent's hand, needing to draw cards, and they have no supporters. That's a feels bad right there.
Oh, that would be now I want this to happen.
I want to see this on stream,
I mean, heck, it would be better if it was just your opponent reveals their hand, draw 1 card for each item you find there.
That would be broken, especially with what
On
we're
a
going to talk
lost
about later.
box. Oh goodness. But yeah, so there's gonna be 190 cards plus question mark with all the secret rares, which usually gets it up to 250 or whatever, something crazy. Talks about the price, 10 packs, one pack includes 10 cards. Here's a preview of some of the cards. The shiny Sprigatito.
See, these are beautiful. Like the best part about these shinies from Paldea is that not a lot of people have seen them.
Yeah, I mean I
Myself
haven't seen them.
included. I have not seen a shiny Sprigatito.
I,
I have not seen a shiny Quaxel or Quaxley or any of these. I literally haven't seen any. So this is my first time seeing a Meowscarada shiny.
yeah,
It doesn't look that different, so I'm not like too hyped on it.
yeah, and I'll reserve judgment to see the cards in person because sometimes some of these cards, the digital version doesn't show off very well, and then you see the texture in your person, you're like, wow, this card is incredible. So I don't know, but first glance, I'm not a super fan of the full art shiny cards.
But the baby shinies, like this Fue
Baby
Coco,
shinies are cool.
it's pink instead of red. That's super cute.
Pink apple, the Crocolore, is that what it's
I don't
called?
know how to say it. And the
Skeletor's,
scroll,
ooh, is
yes,
very pink.
it is very pink, but I don't really I
Yeah,
don't know. It
like,
just looks like the normal. And same thing
oh,
with the Quaxley. Looks normal.
Quaxley just looks so happy to be there. Yeah, this
Yeah.
one I'm meh. This one also kind of meh. But again,
Yeah, the
I want
stage
to
2
see it
just
in
is like
person.
purple. I don't know.
Okay,
Even
I
the
can get behind
Charizard,
this Charizard.
I
If
don't know
only
if I can. It's
it's
like
I like
pink,
all the red. I like all the red and pink.
but I don't
I don't love the
understand.
pink. I would have liked more red, but
But isn't it black though? Isn't a shiny Charizard black?
yes, but the crystals, the terrestrialized,
Okay.
that kind of jacks
It
with
just
it.
confuses me.
Speaking of confusing you, let's look at this image and see what else we can see that's coming
A
up.
shiny Baxcalibur,
Yes, and what everyone's waiting for,
a
another
shiny
shiny
Charmander.
Charmander. I can't tell what this one
I
is.
think it's the little like flower thing that evolves into the ostrich, but I don't know its
Oh,
name. So yeah, if you're
um,
listening, you can yell at me if you'd like. I'm so sorry. You're yelling to into your stereo like, what is he thinking?
let's
We got a
see.
shiny Routes.
Is this the same? Is this the correct routes though to play in Gardevoir?
I don't think so,
Yeah, I didn't
but
think
I
so
think
either.
it's probably the 70 HP one.
There's a Wooper, or maybe it's Paldean Wooper.
Yeah, I
There's
think so because it's brown. Well, it's I mean it's
Coco.
shiny, so
I still can't tell what this is.
maybe it's not Graveyard, but it's evolution because it does like the little
Houndstone.
yeah, Houndstone. That's what it
Oh,
looks like.
oh, now I see it. Okay. See this right here? Can you see my mouse?
Yep.
That's like the lower jaw and it's very rectangular. And there's like the snout for the houndstone. And then its hair is brown. And then it's got the little tombstone on top of its head. You're right. That's houndstone.
All right. All right.
And then Baxcalibur. I hadn't seen Baxcalibur shiny.
It looks the same.
It looks pretty similar.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm actually like after watching the video, I'm more excited for it. And audio listeners, I apologize that you couldn't see it. But you can always watch this podcast on our YouTube channel once everything gets settled and all
Or
that
catch the
jazz.
VOD on Twitch.
Or catch the VOD on Twitch.
But yeah, so here's what I was talking about. There's a bunch of reprints from sets during the year that get reprinted in the Japanese high class sets like Rare Candy, Superior Energy Retrieval, Nest Ball, Super Rod, Mew EX, Tinglu EX, Charizard EX, Miraidon. I was spacing out on the name for a second.
And now are these
Chien Pow.
Sprigatito? Oh no, I was gonna say are these new arts, but they don't look like it.
I don't think so. They typically are pretty much just reprints, plus the new cards being the shiny ones. And then there's some other new cards, but I don't remember though if there's new cards. Here, tell you what, we can go look at past sets. So now that we've looked at what's coming up, let's compare it to. Oh, that's not what I want. Here, we're gonna
It's
move it off
okay.
screen
It's
for a
okay.
second.
No,
Let's look
but
at
this is
Shining Fates first. I get a feeling it's going to be most similar to this, right? It's going to be the current generation mostly of shinies, and then it'll be a select few like Charizard or Blastoise or something outside of that. So this was Shining Fates. This was like all the shiny Pokemon and Sword and Shield.
but like
And
Celebi was new.
oh yeah, but yeah, so like there's like a little subset that had a bunch of new cards in it. Some of them were like meh, some of them were interesting. I think the Decidueye was a reprint,
Yep.
but there were some new cards in here. I don't remember
Like the
anymore.
Zeraora, I
I
believe,
think the
was new because it was a
Cinderaces
rare.
was new, like the Reshiram, or do you remember these amazing rares? Those
Yeah.
were new. Was it
So we
amazing
could
rare?
see something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, like Frostmoth was a reprint. Crobat V was a reprint, but it was a much needed reprint because it really brought the price down.
Yeah, so I think Chien Pow being in there is probably going to happen. Like at least for
Crobat
us.
VMAX I think was new.
Ditto was new and Ditto VMAX.
Obviously, we always need more bosses orders, and I think this was a new art at the time. Oh, the transition.
Oh, that was nice.
Uh,
El Creme AV was a full art that we never saw, so we got it in
yes.
the set. A bunch of full art
Oh,
trainers that we
the
didn't
full
know we
art
needed.
trainer. Yeah, but I definitely needed. I loved all of these trainers.
Yeah, so like there's a Clive in the set. We'll probably have a full art Clive.
Yeah. Oh, there's the Rainbow Creamy VMAX.
Yep.
And here we get into a lot of the Generation 8 Pokemon. Now, obviously, Decidueye is Gen 7, but
Yeah, we've already seen Baxcalibur, so we know that line's coming.
so there was like Grookey, the bug
I'm sure we'll
Pokemon, the
probably see
grass, the
like
fire.
a Bidoof and a
There was a
Bibarel.
lot of like the popular Gen 8 Pokemon had baby shinies. I mean, I don't even know what's missing. Obviously, there's something missing because they didn't like print everything, but there's a good number of Pokemon in here.
Yeah, and they did. So we'll probably see United Wings.
One of my favorites, Dragapult.
Yeah, but just like Mad Party, we'll probably see United Wings in
Surfetched.
this.
Yeah.
We'll get the Murkrow, we'll get the Flamigo, we'll get the Watchroll or whatever it is.
Now, they typically print the Pokemon you want. They don't always give you the ability or the move set that you want.
Yeah, but
like,
it doesn't make sense for them to not lean
they
into
did have
that.
like the Wheezing with the good one, the severe poison, the neutralizing
Yep.
gas. Oh, this was a very popular one. Zigzagoon with headbutt tantrum.
So we'll probably see Hawlucha shiny.
Yeah.
I can already get the whole set down. I know what they're gonna do,
Meowth.
you know?
Man, there's a lot more cards than I remember. Duraludon, Ducklet, Rangaroo. But yeah, like as you can see, most of this, there's still exceptions, but most of this is Gen 8.
Yeah.
And then especially, well, I guess it was a mixture. Rillaboom, Centiskorch, Gen 8. Lapras was obviously a Gen 1er, but
I
the
think that was from one of the
was a new special form from Gen 8. Charizard, obviously, it's going to be in every shiny set. I really love the Ditto cards. The Grimmsnarl was cool.
So the Ditto was brand
Toxtricity
new.
was cool.
That was new in the set, and then they also gave us a shiny in the set as well.
Indeedee had to probably be my least favorite.
Yep.
Same. I don't really like Indeedee. Also, it was just the low hanging fruit of when you got a full art shiny. It was always felt like it was this one.
It did always feel like that.
And then they had a new style card of this black and gold card for
Which
Eternatus.
we might see something like that, but I don't know what Pokemon we would see.
Well, I
What's
think they would. I think they. I don't. You think they do black and gold again, or they do something different?
they could actually do like Goldango, and it's like and Gimme Ghoul,
Hmm.
and just do one like and just do them gold. That actually would be wicked cool. But who knows? I don't know. But do you
Yeah,
want to see more?
I do want to see more because now we're going to go to what everyone actually likes: Hidden Fates.
See, Hidden Fates had so many cards
It
too.
it it hit different.
It hit different because we got a tag team trio, and we had a full
I'm
art,
just, I
and we
hadn't
had a
seen this
hyper rare,
animation. That was funny.
and we had a special stained glass art as well. So
Oh,
there was
I need
4
to
of
click
the
here to
brand new
view the
tag
card
team.
gallery. Yeah. So
There was a bunch of starter deck esque GX Pokemon.
yep. Yeah, I didn't love the art on these GXs. I mean, the
No, they felt
Charizard was cool, but
extremely
the rest
basic.
of them were very basic.
But they
Obviously,
were
the
all
the
new though.
birds were
They were
cool.
all new.
Oh, interesting. The birds, all the birds cards were cool. The baby shiny Scyther, always a classic. Some of your Gen 7 Pokemon. Now the
Quagsire was playable.
Ultra Beast, no one gave a crap about those. Obviously, the Charmander line,
The Malamar was huge.
Greninja, always popular. Lucario, Magnezone, throughout the Curly line.
The Eevee was everyone wants
Everyone
that.
wanted the Eevee, or not the gold chicken nugget.
Nope.
And then we got
Same
into
thing with all the evolutions.
the
Holy
big
cow.
hitters. So many of the evolutions. The Ho-Oh, Charizard GX, Gliscod, man. Decidueye GX was cool. Reshiram, Turtonator, Lola Ninetales, Articuno.
Look at the
And Ultra
Mewtwo,
Beast, people didn't
Espeon,
care.
Glaceon.
Banette was kind of cool. Electrode's pretty cool. Greninja was cool. Mewtwo, Lucario. I like the Lycanroc. Not everyone else liked it.
The Umbreon.
Umbreon, Darkrai, other Lycanroc, Scizor. There's so many good full arts. And a lot of there was so much printed of the set, but everyone loved the set, so it just didn't matter.
But then you got terrible cards if you got just like a rare pack with no shiny. But weren't all these cards new?
Let's see. Oh, and then the Cynthia was the card that everyone wanted.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure most of these cards
Lucario
were
on it.
new. I mean, Pokemon Center Lady was a reprint of a previous one. Kuzma's obviously a reprint.
This was before my time. I was just starting to get into Pokemon TCG, and this was kind of phasing out. You could still find it in some places, but not around me.
Yeah, I think I have several of the tins sealed and put away. And then I have like single packs that I found at like Walgreens or whatever, and it's got like that in the front, like that pack, and then an additional one in the back. I was like, thank you. I'll take that.
The card everyone wants, the Charizard.
I pulled that 3 times.
Oh my goodness.
Once on stream, once on a Instagram live, and I think the other one was on an Instagram live as well.
Dude, nice. That's incredible.
Yeah, and 2 times I sold it. The 3rd time I did not. I got it graded and kept it.
There we go.
Because that's what I was supposed to do. The the hidden fate was telling me, hey, you need to
Keep this
find
one.
this one and keep it. Stop selling it.
Okay, did we ever take a break?
We did not. So I'm actually just gonna get into the next topic, and we're just gonna roll with it. No break today.
No break
We,
today.
we don't get time for a break. We get time for
Hey, Infinity Lion.
we got time. Hey, Infinity Line. We got time for. Okay, we will take a break at the 51-minute mark,
Okay.
and it's break time. Visual watchers, it is break time. Break time. Break time. Break time. I'm just gonna breathe for a second. Do a little stretch. Whew. All right. I'm gold. I'm gold. I'm Goldingo.
Goldingo.
We'll come back at 52.
Oh, so another 30 seconds.
Yeah. I'm just ready to keep going, you know?
All right. Another 15 seconds.
Yeah, I know. And we are back. Thank you so much for that break. Little housekeeping before we continue with the end of the show. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support the show for as little as $1 a month. That dollar is going to get you access to our patron exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. All patrons are eligible to participate in our monthly Pokemon Go and TCG live tournaments. Registration's in the Discord, and we hope to see you there. Speaking of that, I got to start our October TCG live tournament because it was supposed to be started at 10, but we podcasted instead. So my fault. I'll start it and we'll go from there.
We'll start tonight.
Huge thank you to our gym leaders, Absolutely Ryan, Austin Zard, Bean and Cheese, DJ Wonderbread, Hall the Counselor, GK, Sue, Jamal, Joseph, Mythical Hitch, Beard Bo Baggins, and Big Zom Minus. And special thanks to our executive producer, Trainer Mystic, as well as our other executive producers on the network, Paul Bott, Kate the Cons, and Stinky Ash. Make sure to check out PokemonProfessor.com for links to everywhere you can connect with us, grab some merch, and leave us reviews. Thank you for that. Now getting into the last and final topic.
Ooh, the tournament
Oh,
results.
Infinity Lion, what's happening today on the show? I didn't get a notification. Well, that stinks. I apologize. We talked about Tord Reckliffe. He sold his second place Worlds card for 70,000 British pounds, which equates to like close to 85,000 US dollars. We talked about shiny Pokemon, comparing the newest set that's coming out for terrestrialized Pokemon with Shining Fates and Hidden Fates. And now, after the break, we're going to talk about Lille, the regional that just happened in France. Yeah. But thanks for joining. We appreciate it.
So, I know we were both busy this past weekend. Did you get a chance to watch any of it?
I did. And let me tell you, I watched several matches because I specifically watched a bunch of Baxcalibur. I was so excited that it was doing so well. I'm like, let me stick with it.
Third?
You have no idea. I was like, let's go. I was like, because I knew it made top 8 because I had gotten in and started watching, and I was like, I'm gonna find this Chien Pow, and I found it in like, I think day 2. Like, so I watched it like 3 times, and I was like, wow, this is so good. And then and then it got into top 8, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm not seeing it. Where is it? Where is it? And then it's in the top 4, and I was like, no flipping way.
Yes way. And okay, so
we
have
this caused me to jump out of my Gardevoir deck and get a deck built, and I immediately went to GameStop that next day and got 2 Chien Pow decks to get my third Chien Pow, or second and third Chien Pow, because I needed 3 for the deck, and I only have 1 gold Chien Pow. So I built this deck card for card. The only thing that I switched was, instead of a canceling cologne, I put in a energy search because I'm weird like that, and that's what I want.
That's fair. Yeah, in a lot of these lists, they're prepping to a specific tournament or what they think is a specific meta call. So if you're not trying to break through a canceling clone, I mean, what is that canceling clone for? Is it to bring
So
up the mana fee?
it
Oh,
is
it's the
to
cross
bring up
switcher
the
for the mana
mana
fee.
fee turn 1 or turn 2.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get the back's caliber down, use the cross switchers, bring out their mana fee, bring out your Greninja, dump the 3 energies, and then use Water
Mm.
Shuriken to take out 2 Curlias, take out 2 Comfeys, take out something to help them, or to make it so your opponent can't continue the game. And I will say, I've been playing a lot of this on TCG Live recently, and some games you just don't get the cards.
Mm.
Like, I had one game, both backs caliber were prize. I just scooped. I was like, nope. I attach an energy, passed. They got my guy up, and they just knocked me out. And I was like, yep, nope, done. Not even gonna try,
Mm.
because that's how, like, you just know. But I faced several Charizard decks, and the path that I had for being able to get the Greninja out,
Was it a
doing all
path to
that,
the peak?
no, no, no. But the path I got was not having enough like, I needed like 1 more card every single time. I needed just like 1 extra card. So a little frustrating there, but it's been a lot of fun. I'm getting ground with it. It's what I'm playing in our TCG live tournament this weekend. So I'm very excited. But effectively, this is like stripped down. So it is taken all of the lists and just kept narrowing it down further and further to, like, what do I actually need? And probability of, like, how can I get this out consistently every single turn or every single match? And realistically, that's all you really need. You need to have your deck, and it just needs to do what it does the fastest way and the best way possible. And this Chien Pow list has done just that. So you've got multiple Chien Pows, so you can get this turn 1, turn 2, use Shivery Chill, get your energies in hand, and then just start going to town. It's got 4 Battle VIP passes to get out your basics as soon as possible, 4 Nest Balls, 4 Ultra Balls. You will be getting your A Pokemon aside from what you start with.
Yeah, and I do like. I'm always worried about playing Pokestops, but because of your barrel draw engine and your really low supporter count, you're only playing 5. It's okay if you hit it. You're more likely to hit items than you are your 5 supporters or a
Right.
Pokemon that you
And I've
have
noticed when I play
a
this, you Shivery Chill first, you
mm,
get the water energies out, so you're less likely to get stuff like water energies in the discard. But
mhm.
there's been almost every single game I've played, one of my Pokestops is just 3 items. It might be a battle VIP pass and like 2 others, but I still get 3 items. And the battle VIP pass isn't a dead card, because with Ultra Ball and with Superior Energy Retrieval, you need to discard 2 cards. This is the perfect card to discard. And then because you're discarding your cards and getting a bunch of waters and dumping a bunch of waters with Bax Caliber's ability to just play all your waters, then you just use Bibarel and draw a 5. It's so good. It's so good. It
Mhm.
is pretty consistent, but you have to navigate it correctly. And I'm still, like I said, getting on my feet with this, but it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it. I've wanted to play Chien Pow, and I finally built it, so now I have it.
I wonder if let's see. I wonder how much different this 22nd place list is.
That looks identical.
I wonder if they're the same testing group. It looks pretty much the same. Now
I
we could probably
believe
compare it side by side and it'd be slightly different, but it feels very similar.
no, it's exactly the same because I play all those same cards.
Oh, here. Yeah. It got third place, 22nd, and 27th. This is looks like it got eight. Grant Shin got 8th in Peoria and 12th in Sacramento. So like, okay. So apparently this is the proven list.
Yeah,
So if you're gonna play it, you may as well play this list. And it's kind of funny, like it's like exact 60 lists that like deck list played by blah. Like if you defeat or rate by one card, no longer the same.
yeah. No, I mean that's what I'm saying. So it's like I mean, even if you played 8 waters
Okay,
and
29th.
an
This one's
energy
different.
search.
What is this one? Oh my.
It's the Palkia. The Palkia, the
Okay.
Pidgeot. Oh my god. So that's it. That's why. Because you have
The
Pidgeot,
Minion,
Luminia, you have a
Avery.
lot of other
Man, this
2 prize cards.
feels very clunky comparatively.
Yes. And in this deck, I would not be playing 2 canceling clones.
Yeah, man.
Like there's just too
Is
many
not even playing 4 superior energy retrieval.
and you're only yeah, well, I guess because of the Palkia, so you can get waters back. So like
Yeah, I
I guess
understand.
I see that, but it's a lot.
It just feels bad.
And what place did that one get?
That was 29th. Let's see. Is there any more?
There's a ton of Chien Pows. Yeah, look,
There's a ton of them.
43,
All
44.
right, what is this one? Okay, this is that first list. We're at 45th.
3 Baxcalibur.
There's a
So that's
Pokegear, a Switch Cart. Yeah, 3 Baxcalibur.
I don't like Switch Cart. I don't like that in there.
Even if it's to heal your Frigibacks?
No, I if you're gonna play an extra Switch card, Escape Rope, 110%. Because
What
if your
about
Barrel gets stuck up
120%?
there, if your Barrel gets stuck up there, if your Baxcalibur gets stuck up there, Switch Cart's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like Lost Vacuum,
Yeah.
but it is what it is.
Okay. Well, so it appears that there is a quote unquote broken list for Baxcalibur and the way to play it. It's the most
I mean, it made its
refined
way to
list.
3rd place.
It
Let
is
me
the
tell
most
you.
refined list.
It's so
So,
fast, though. I think that's the key, is that it came out swinging so fast, and not a lot of people were prepared for it to come out that fast. So I think going forward, if you are not testing for Baxcalibur right now, that's a mistake. And then Baxcalibur only gets more insane with Counter Catcher from Paradox Rift. If you have more prize cards than your opponent, you just pick out whatever you want.
I guess, to be fair, Chien Pow Baxcalibur was the 3rd most successful deck behind Lost Zone Box and Gardevoir.
This is true.
Anyways, we should probably talk about first place because
Congratulations.
It wouldn't be a
Regionals if you didn't have
a European regionals if Mew didn't do well.
I still think like look at all these one-ofs. Oh my gosh, this is. But you've got 4
Meloetta is
fusion
back.
strike
The
energies,
ISQ is back. What does the ISQ do again?
40 to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each fusion strike energy attached to all of your Pokemon.
That's interesting.
I mean, that's potentially 160 if you can get that.
And you can snipe it. Huh. I'm surprised more people haven't like played that in the past. I know it like creeps around every now and then. Let's see. Yeah.
It's pretty standard. I mean, there's like I said, there's a lot of one-ofs. There's like one.
There is a lot more one-ofs than I'm used to in a Mew list.
I
This
like
feels
there's
a
one
lot more.
Judge, one Roxanne.
This feels a lot more teched. But again, you have Karamash to go search out the cards that you need. So and then you're constantly churning through cards with Genesect. So I feel like one ofs in a deck like this is more doable.
And you do have 3 Forest Seal Stone, so you
Forest
can
Seal
go
Stone.
get whatever you need whenever you need it.
Yeah. Yeah. So good job. What was this person's name? Konsta Kalama from Finland. Second place, Lost Zone. Which version was this? This is,
Dragonite and Raikou.
yep. Got
Wait,
your
what is...
cross switchers, your Spiritomb,
What's the Ditto? Click the Ditto real quick. What is that?
transformative start. Once during your first turn, this Pokemon is in the active spot. You may search your deck and choose a basic Pokemon you find there, except any Ditto. If you do, discard this Pokemon, all attached cards, then put the chosen Pokemon in its place. Shuffle your deck.
I like that.
I guess this is just a way. It's like it's first turn only, but it's a 5th comfy.
Yeah, that's weird. And what set is that from?
151.
Oh, okay.
So see here, it says
That
the
would make sense.
Mew English. But yeah, no, it's I hadn't even seen this card before. I've seen the art. I'd never read that ability.
Well, that is a standout card.
Mm-hmm.
That and the Spiritomb alone is definitely what helped get there, because that's so cool. That's such a cool tech.
Yeah, let's see. And they use Beach Cart and Artizone. I feel like that's a little bit different.
And it helps you cycle through your deck too.
Mm-hmm.
If that's active, you go search for it, put it out, discard. Like,
I'm interested now to try a Lost Zone box deck with this Ditto and see how it feels.
well, I'll expect a full report by next
Mm-hmm.
week.
Okay. Let's see. And we got Lugia in 4th place. Which version Lugia is this? It's colorless Lugia.
Uh-oh. Colorless Lugia.
So this is what I was talking about, where I'm kind of like toying around if do I want to do this for San Antonio. So obviously you have your thumping Snorlax. That's your big attacker.
Well, what are you most comfortable with? If you went to a tournament tomorrow, or like just a locals, and you knew that you wanted to win because there was a Arcanine promo. It was the Detective Pikachu Growlithe promo that they were giving away, and you're like, I gotta win this.
Oh man.
What are you taking right now?
I feel like I would take this
Okay, then
because
take Lugia,
I'm more familiar
build
with
it, and
Lugia.
play
I'm
with
not
it
familiar
over and
with
over
this
again.
build of Lugia, but I'm more familiar with Lugia than I am Lost Box. I've just never committed to Lost Box. It's too much big brain.
Okay, then you got to figure out how do you beat Lost Box with this.
Yeah.
Is it just the Snorlax?
I think it's really just the Snorlax. Because you're knocking out pretty much anything they throw up. Except for like the V Pokemon. You have your gift energy to regen. Let's see, what is therapeutic again? Can't fall asleep, confused, or paralyzed.
V-Guard reduces damage. Jet energy switches.
Weird Deer is a big ramping thing, so you can basically
But
hit what.
I like that this has answers to every deck, basically.
Mhm.
The Drapion from UV Max. You've got the Snorlax to go against Lost Box. You've got
You've got
Luxray to counter other Lugias.
you've got Mew EX and genome hacking to counteract like a Dragonite V.
Yep. I like it. I like it a
Yeah,
lot.
it's I know it's been around for a while, but it just like it's funny that it's just now sneaking up again and doing well.
Well, it hides in the ocean and then just likes to come out of the
Oh,
the
just like
ocean
the art on the
floor.
card.
Yeah.
And fifth place, Giratina Lost Box.
See, that's still wild too, because I mean, Giratina is really good.
Hmm. Yeah, my problem is
But if you have Snorlax, it doesn't knock it out.
and my problem with Giratina is whenever I play it, it always happens where I go against a one prize Pokemon deck, and then I run out of energies, and then I just can't do enough attacking. What I need to do is not use the V Star, use the V only, and just use um the second attack, the shred attack.
Yep.
It only plays the one cram. Got your Greninja. It's a pretty. It feels like a slimmed down list from what it
It
used to be.
does. I also would like to see in this, I would like to see the Ditto.
Yeah,
I think the Ditto works here.
yeah. I mean, I think because you definitely need a Comfy and you're active. So, yeah. Then if not, it's an easy flower selecting target. Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, I think Lost Zone Box should just play Ditto from now on. Okay, sixth place with Gabor. We have another Mew deck.
Wow, this is straight up just straight Mew.
We've got the Grabber Arm.
Your opponent reveals their hand, and you put a Pokemon you find there on the bottom of their deck.
You know, we got Lost City, Path of the Peak, Forest Sealstone. You got a Penny.
What happens if they play a safeguard Pokemon?
When you say a safeguard Pokemon,
I mean, like Mimikyu or Miltank.
I don't know.
This just can't touch it. Oh, all right.
Can't touch this. Da-na-na-na.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know if I agree with this build. I mean,
Well, what
I
about Max?
obviously.
Doesn't Max Miracle go through it?
Oh yeah, just kidding, just kidding. Forget I said anything. I don't know how to play Pokemon. I don't know why I'm listening to this podcast right now.
No, what did I
Oh,
say?
oh wait,
That?
no, I'm podcasting. I'm the host. Oh, jeez. See, that just goes to show you how well I know Mew VMAX.
Yeah, I know we're not big fans of Mew because it was so dominant for so long. But now it's just been around for so long, it doesn't even feel like I'm cheating anymore.
My problem is that I only have 6 Battle VIP passes, and I can't build 2 decks with Battle VIP passes.
Sure, you can.
So I'll just have 2 Battle VIP passes in my Mew VMAX deck.
Yeah.
And then I only have 1 Forest Sealstone, so
That one you'll have to buy. Gardevoir. We've seen plenty of Gardevoir. I don't even really want to look at it.
I know. Honestly, Gardevoir just like makes me so mad every time. Every time.
Like-
After playing in Hartford and just like losing to Sky Seal Zone, I was like, no, every time. They'd be like, let me
It's
just
just
knock
so
you out and take an
slow.
additional prize.
You know, maybe
Yeah,
if we
but
had more
but
time
it's
in the
not even that it's
matches.
like Lost Box. I can deal with them tapping, look at the top 2, like pick one, put one down. But Gardevoir, it just doesn't stop. It's like I'll evolve my routes into Curlia, discard a card, draw 2. I'll rare Candy into Shining Arcana. Look at the top 2. I'll then evolve another routes into another routes into Curlia, discard a card, draw 2.
Well,
it just keeps going. It's just like, stop.
You know, something that's probably going to stop is Charizard doing well in tournaments. But I mean, it got 10th place.
Yeah,
Pedro
my question is why didn't it do
Vinccio.
as well as it has been doing? And
Um,
then we'll get to the best deck
yeah.
per Justin.
But it's Charizard EX with Pidgeot. It is your NTV. You got your Radiant Zard, your Luminion, got all your fires. You got your single items in there. It does well. It's just compared to the number of people that are playing it, it's not converting enough day twos.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's still a fun deck and it's a cool deck. And it's fun. If you like Charizard, play Charizard. It's just not winning as much as one would hope. But last but not least, there is a deck that took 25th place. Mateus Laskuses. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry. From Poland. They played a Baguette EX deck.
And this pure rogue right here. This is
This
nobody saw this coming.
This blew up online. It was on stream for TCG or for day 2 was the first match. And wow. So, if you didn't know, Baguette EX is a stage 1 EX, 250 hit points, psychic. For a single psychic energy, everlasting darkness, 30 damage. During your opponent's next turn, they cannot play any item cards from their hand. None of them. None.
I'm not sure if anybody looked at any of the lists that we were showing, but most of them had mostly items.
Yes. And then it gets better than that. For a psychic and a colorless, Poltergeist, 60 times. Your opponent reveals their hand. This attack does 60 damage for each trainer card you find there, which includes all those items that they've been stockpiling because they can't play them, and any other trainer cards such as tools and supporters. So you could be doing a lot of damage. Now, if you watched this match on the stream, if not, I highly recommend that you do. This person, you just kind of spam the everlasting darkness. It happened to be against a Lost Box player because obviously Lost Box is popular. And they just couldn't play any items, And they just kind of like drew it out. And then all of a sudden, they had gotten like the prizes they needed. And they used a poltergeist. And Lost Box player had a huge hand. They did over 720 damage. And with their poltergeist attack, they had so many trainer cards in
That's
their hand.
insane.
So, and what's fun about this deck, and here we'll go back to the list. So while like you're building up your Baguette EXs,
well, just even the Shuppet itself has enveloping shadow just for 10. Flip a coin. If heads during your opponent's next turn, they can't play any item cards in their hand.
I didn't even realize that.
So if you get that off, you're already starting, like you already
amazing.
got that. Like if you went second, that's your best attack. Like if you get that off, that's so good.
So and how you keep the loop going is you play Cheryl. So Cheryl, we all know it's an old-timey card from Battle Styles. It's really old. Heal all damage from each of your evolution Pokemon. If you do, discard all energy from Pokemon that are healed this way. Which, you've been taking like some chip damage from whatever their Pokemon is. It could be a Cramorant. It could be whatever. And your Baguette has a bunch of damage on it. You heal all that off. You use your Gardevoir EX. You power it back up. You start the cycle all over again. Then they chip more damage. And they're about ready to knock it out. Like, aha, I could find. They think, oh, I've got them now. I can knock this out. And then the cycle's over. And you're like, not so fast. And you play Baby Baguette. And you use the ability Puppet Offering. Once during your turn, you put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand. If you do, put this Pokemon in the Lost Zone. So then what you do is you play down the Baby Baguette. You get the Cheryl back. You play Cheryl. And you heal your Pokemon again. By this time, you've you've used like a boss's orders or something else, and you've chipped down and gotten 4 prizes. And then you go for the gusto and you bring up one of the 2 prize Pokemon, and you knock them out with Poltergeist. And you just do a bunch of damage.
Poltergeist. See, literally that same attack, Poltergeist, was on a Trevenant stage 1 that was not an EX or anything, but it had an ability that said your opponent can't play item cards.
Oh, and they man, watching this player play was so much fun. They would play things like, Calamitous Wasteland to make the retreat higher so they couldn't like retreat out of their comfy or whatever into a different attacker. They'd play Collapse Stadium to bump their damaged Pokemon that they couldn't heal. Or yeah, it was fun.
Or Path of the Peak, so they couldn't use abilities.
Really, it's fun to watch someone beat up on Lost Box.
Yeah, this is such a cool deck. But again, if you're going to any tournaments, this is going to be something you want to test against because it was on stream. So people are now like playing it and figuring out the optimal list. So this list might change and be better moving forward. So just be ready for it.
Are you ready for it?
I'm not. I haven't even played against it. I don't know what I would do because my entire Chien Pow deck is just items. If you go back to the 3rd place Chien Pow, see how many non-items there are. Oh, look at that. Everything is an item. I have 5 supporters.
You got 5 supporters. Okay.
30 out of the... So 50% of my deck is items. Just asking to lose at that point.
What do you think? We've analyzed Lille. We've talked about shiny cardboard. We talked about
showed some slabs.
Selling your card for 70,000 pounds. Is that a show?
I think that's a show. I think that's a show.
All right. Why don't you take us out?
All right, trainers. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. You can email us, specialconditions@pokemonprofessor.com. You can leave us a voicemail. You can text us, send us a picture, 732-835-8639. Follow us on Twitter, SpecialCon TCG. And remember, if you're affected by a special condition, don't forget to use a full heal. Good night.